Today we're making Brussels sprouts. Today we're going to be making a side dish that's pretty much underrated and usually used only around Thanksgiving, and that would be the Brussels sprouts. I think the best one I ever had are the ones in Longhorn Steakhouse, where it has a nice sweet tangy flavor. So I'll share with you my version of it, and I hope you like it, and let me know what you think in the comments. So here are the ingredients we're going to need for this dish. We're going to need some Brussels sprouts, bacon. I'll leave it to you on how much bacon you want to use. About 1 1/4 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon chili powder, 1 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, just to give it a little heat. And the key ingredients, we're going to need 1 tablespoon of maple syrup and 1 tablespoon of honey. First thing we're going to do is we're going to clean our Brussels sprouts. What we're going to do is we're going to remove the outer layer and cut it in half. So first thing we did is we washed our Brussels sprouts. Then we're going to remove the outer leaves. After removing that, just trim off a small piece of that stem. Don't cut all the way, or else the Brussels sprouts will fall apart later. So just like that. And then next is we're going to cut it in half. I usually do it upside down so you can see where the middle part is, because if you're doing it from the top, where we usually do, it's kind of hard to see. Sometimes you're gonna miss the core. So this is a safe way of doing it so that they don't fall apart. So just cut it in half, and just like that, we're gonna do this for the rest of our Brussels sprouts. Now we finished cleaning our Brussels sprouts, so you can see how clean they are now. Make sure when you cut it in the middle, you still have that core in there, so that they don't fall apart when you cook it later. Now that that's done, what we're going to do now is we're going to blanch them for 3 minutes, depending on their size. If they're a little bigger, you might want to blanch them for 5 minutes. We're going to need salted hot water, and we're going to start blanching them. So we have our pot of boiling water here. What we're going to do now is we're going to add in some salt. Then add in your Brussels sprouts. We're just going to blanch this for 3 minutes. So don't go longer than 3 minutes because it's going to get way too soft. So 3 minutes. At about 3 minutes, turn off the heat. And we're going to strain them. Let this drain up a bit. And we're going to place it in a cooling rack to dry out and cool down a bit. See, if you cook it a little longer, it's going to start falling apart. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to crisp them up by putting them in the oven. Now while Brussels sprouts all dried up, we're going to place it in a baking sheet, drizzle some oil, and season with salt. Give it a nice toss, and we're going to air fry this until nice and crispy. You can use either an oven or an air fryer for this. I'll leave it to you on how long you want to leave it in the oven, but the goal is to make it crunchy. And if you don't want it crunchy, you can leave it as is. It's nice and soft. That's fine also. So I'm going to use our air fryer here. Set it to 400, and I will leave it to you on how long you want it in there. Again, the goal is to make it crispy, so the timing depends on how long you want it in there, or how crispy you want your Brussels sprouts. While while we're waiting for our Brussels sprouts to get crispy, we're gonna make our sauce. In our hot pan, we're gonna add in our bacon. We're gonna cook this down until they're crispy. And we're gonna use the drippings from the bacon for our sauce. So we're just gonna continue cooking this until the fat's all rendered down. Now we finished cooking our bacon and adding some color to our Brussels sprouts. We're gonna combine them with the rest of the ingredients. In our fat drippings, add back in the Brussels sprouts. Add just a pinch of salt, not too much because our fat dripping is already salty from the bacon. We're gonna add in half a teaspoon of chili powder. These are optional. I like it because of the kick. A little pepper flakes also. Now the key ingredient, we're gonna need 1 tablespoon of maple syrup and 1 tablespoon of honey. Not too much. That's gonna give it a nice sweetness to kind of cut through that bitterness. So just make sure you stir everything around. Oh my God! If you can only smell this, it smells heavenly. Season with a little black pepper. And just like that, this is done. Turn off the heat. You can also add in some grated Parmesan if you want, but this is good the way it is. So this is one good side dish that you can add into your holiday recipe if you're tired of the usual stuff. Here's our finished dish, Brussels sprouts. Hope you enjoyed today's recipe and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.